Hello, Spiderlings. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world today. And welcome back, and thank you for joining me for our latest episode of Satisfactory. So, as said in previous episode, this is going to be our exploration episode. We're going to go out and find a few different ore nodes, starting off with some quartz ore. We'll move swiftly on to a sulfur deposit, and finally to a caterium deposit. Following this, we're going to be going and finding some crash sites for some hard drives, and then we're going to jump into finding us the power slugs and the blue power slugs, the yellow power slugs, and finally the purple power slugs. So we start up the speed build here for the quartz. I'm not sure what we're going to do with this area yet, whether we're going to use it to actually make the quartz items here or ship them back to the main base. So there's two ore deposits here, both of which are pure nodes, so these Mark 1 miners will be producing 120 quartz ore per minute between each. Next up we have the sulfur node. Now this one is a normal node which will be producing 60 ore per minute from this Mark 1 miner. We're probably going to pump this one back to the main base, I feel, purely because there isn't a decent amount of coal nearby to make the most of the black powder that we're going to be using this sulfur ore to be creating. And then finally we have the Caterium node. Now this one is a lot closer to home, and we are definitely going to be pumping this one back to the main base area, purely so we can make the most of the copper that we have nearby and make ourselves some AI limiters. So again, we're just setting this up here so that we can use the 120 Caterium ore per minute that's going to be produced from this Mark 1 miner. Okay then, so finally we are now on to the crash site scavenging and the finding of the hard drives. So all of these crash sites all have items littered around. So you can see there are some circuit boards, there are some heavy modular frames, and there are also some screws and copper wire. Now, as Ada just said there, the purpose of these hard drives is so that we can use them to make some alternate recipes. Now this one here requires power, so what we do here is we just chuck down a couple of biomass burners, and then all we're using those for is to jumpstart the drop pod so that we can gain access to it to get the hard drive from within. Now some of these take items to open, some of them take power, some of them also take both of them, and there are also some that just require you to be there to open them. So as you can see, we're just literally chucking a couple of bits of biofuel in, turn on the power, straight over to the crash pod, open it up, and there is the hard drive. Again, this one here is a crystal oscillator. You can see it shows you the item in the bottom left that you need to open it, and it also tells you how much power is required when you open it too. So again, here you go, we have modular frames for this one, and that one opens up nice and easy, and that is another hard drive to the collection. Second one was the modular frames again. Now be warned, all of these crash sites all are defended by the planet's natives. So you're going to have either hogs here, you're going to have the alpha hogs as I call them, you're going to have the hatchlings here which spits out 3 of the little flying things, and you're also going to have the spitters which we're going to see in a moment. So this one's the alpha spitter. There's 3 different variants of these spitters, they all spit a different kind of venom towards you. So again, this one requires power again, so we just attach that to it, chuck some biomass in, just enough to power it so we can get the hard drive. Now, we got ourselves a really good haul of items here. You tend to get better creatures defending the drop pods that have got the better items around. So for example, we managed to find some heat sinks, which are very late game items. We got some batteries. We even managed to find some computers I didn't even realise that I found till watching the episode back at the end. Now, some of them are also being defended by this horrible poisony gas stuff. You have to be really quick if you don't have the gas mask, which we don't get till later on in the game. So you've got to run straight in and straight out. Have your food at the ready so you can heal yourself in case you are getting a little bit low on the old HP. Now, a fantastic little tool to use, which I did, so that you can actually locate all these different drop pods and the power slugs, and in fact any resource node, any of the ores on the map, any of the mercer spheres, or the summer sloops as well, is a little tool called Satisfactory Calculator. It's a website that's been set up by one of the content creators for this game, and it's a phenomenal tool. You can actually put your own save onto this website. There's a little drop down menu on the right hand side of the interactive map. Now when you put your save onto this interactive map, it actually allows you to see which drop pods you've found, which power slugs you've found, which of the items you've picked up from around the drop pods, which of the ore nodes you've used or you haven't used, and it also shows you where every single one of these is. So it allows you ease of finding all the things that you need. So if you're a little short on power slugs, you can select which ones you want to find and it'll show you where they all are. It will even tell you the altitude where these items are, so they'll be up on top of pillars, which you'll see with the power slugs later on. You've seen a couple of the drop pods are a bit high, some of them can be a bit low as well, and hidden in caves. So it's a fantastic little tool to find all of these items. The other thing you're probably going to really need as well is some of the zoo usage with the foundations, and you can even get some of the foundations that are pretty much used for exploration. So like double ramps, so instead of it being like single ramps going, they all actually form one smooth column. So again, we're just continuing with our drop pod haul. So you can see here that we forgot to add power to it, so it wouldn't let us access to. So we get the biomass burner out, attach that to it, chuck in a little bit of leaves, open it up, use the crystal oscillator as well, and we have access. So here we've got another spitter defending this one. I think this is the one where we found the computer in the factory. So fine. So it's usually these alpha sort of creatures that are defending the bigger haul of items around the drop pods. So we needed power for this one again and some circuit boards, and we gained access to those. And you can tell that we're finding these items around these because we can't even make circuit board yet because we haven't got to the oil and the plastic yet. Hopefully that's coming soon, so I'm getting excited for all of that. And then this one we just jump on down because there's another alpha hog here, and the alpha hogs are the hardest ones I find to kill. Might be a bit easier for other people to do, but I just find them really tricky because they deal some serious damage if you're not careful. I'm pretty sure we just hop straight down onto this one, open it up, and then we are on to the speed portion of the episode with the power slug hunting. So we've got the object scanner out here, and you can see that it's bipping away as it goes. So that little yellow bar will start to increase as you get closer to where the power slug is. The beeps will get a lot more quicker as well until you're on top of it. And then when you find it and you collect it, you'll notice that it will now start to find the next one nearby. So if we turn to the right, we can see there's a yellow one on top of the rock over there. So we get the object scanner back out again. Over we go. You can see it's beeping again, so we've got the health back up because this is a poison cloud again around this one. Straight in, collect it, straight out. So this one's where we have a run showing what the object scanner actually does. So it's directing us over to this next one. The yellow bar's getting it more increasing with the beeps as well. and then it drops, and then it says there's another one in this direction. So we follow this one over here to this direction. As soon as we find that one again, there's one in this direction, and it sends us off. It's like a little scavenger hunt. It's so much fun just to take a few moments away from the actual factory building, just to go around and discover what's on the map, find the power slugs to make the overclocking a lot more better for your factory, so you can get more items produced per minute, and you get more ores produced per minute as well. So when we get to our steel production and we're onto the tier 3 belts, which can take 270 parts per minute, we'll be able to add more miners to the same belt lines, but we'll also be able to increase the amount produced as well. So here's our first purple slug. Now you're probably wondering why there's 3 different colours of slugs. The blue slugs, they look green, but they're called blue slugs. They give you 1 power shard per slug. The yellow slugs give you 2 power shards per slug. And the purple ones are the best of the bunch. They give you 5 power shards per slug. Now, yes, you are probably wondering, does that mean that certain slugs are harder to find? The answer to that is, in most cases, yes. The purple ones tend to be really difficult to find, really high in places, and also tend to be better defended than the regular blue and yellow ones. So what I'm going to do for now is we're just going to continue on with the speed run of the power slugs. I believe in total we get at the very end 80 power shards in total from all of the slugs that we collect. So it's a really good haul that we get. So for the meantime, the rest of this speed bit with the power slugs, I'm going to pop a bit of music on for you because you don't want to hear me droning on any longer. And I'll meet you back at the end where I believe we go through the M.A.M, we get some more recipes, and we look at showing what the hard drives do. So I'll catch you guys in a few. Well, I couldn't leave you guys without a little build montage now, could I? I know you guys want your fix of it. So here we are building ourselves a little power shard production area. So we're doing the 3 different recipes, which is the blue power slug, the yellow power slug, and the purple power slugs. We're going to add them all together into a bin at the very end as well. And the only reason we're doing this is, one, I want to make sure that you guys get your fix of some building done, because I know that's what this is all about, really. And also just so we don't have to sit around and handcraft them all, because it can be really time consuming. And quite frankly, I want to spend the time actually getting onto the builds for you guys. So all the power slugs are exactly the same colour, which is quite annoying really, but still that's just showing that they are all coming out of the bins, and there are the power shards that they are turned into. So next up we have the M.A.M, and in here is where we put the hard drives. So you select the hard drive, you click scan the hard drive, and then 10 minutes later, that's real time, not in-game time, the hard drive will be scanned as shown in the footage. As you can see, we're zooming on through and we're down to the last few seconds. Now each hard drive will give you 3 different options as shown here. So here we have got the pure quartz crystal, the cheap silica, and the steam copper sheets. Now the 2 either side require water with the iron ingot and the quartz ore, and the middle one is limestone and quartz to make silica a bit easier than just using the quartz. So on this occasion we chose that option, and then we went into the M.A.M to actually create the different items and progress the tech trees. We did do some of these before the episode carried out, because we actually needed the crystal oscillators to be able to access some of the drop pods. We also got ourselves some more inventory slots as well. Always good to have inventory space, because you never know when you're going to need to pick up items and carry them out elsewhere. We've got ourselves the Explorer there, which we can't quite afford yet, but that's going to be a fun one to do when we can get, and I can't wait to show you guys that. So this is us getting the recipes for seeing what else there is for us to actually do and what we can do to progress. The mycelia we haven't got any more of at the moment because we can't get through. The Caterium, again, we gathered this one earlier on before recording the episode because we needed the quick wire for some of the drop pods. The alien organisms, we haven't made the DNA yet to the required milestones at the bottom there. So you can see here now we've got the quick wire done. We've actually got the Mark II power poles, which means we can have more connections to a power pole. I believe it's 7 on the Mark II ones. So this is the zipline tool, which we haven't used yet. I'm looking forward to getting stuck into making that, so you guys can see us zipping around the factories. Again, the AI limiter recipe there was another one that we gathered before collecting all the drop pods, because there's a couple that need the AI limiters to access them. And I believe we also get hold of the smart splitter on the left hand side there once we'd made up some of the AI limiters. Those are brilliant for, you can have several different items on the same line, and it allows you to actually decide what goes one way, what goes the left way, and what goes straight on. So if you've got an overflow and you've got a resource sink at the end, you can actually use that, so you can sync the items once the storage is full, and that allows the factory to keep running at full efficiency for those of you that like to have a 100% efficient factory. And it also helps with coupons for the awesome shop. Coupons are good, guys. So just while we're wrapping this up here, I want to say a massive thank you for you guys for actually watching and sticking with us. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. It's been a bit different from what we normally do, but we'll be straight back into the building on the next episode. I'm hoping that we can actually get into getting the main base area panned out and get some more of the milestones done. And who knows, maybe we might get that trusty new Update 7 blueprint machine unlocked. So stick with us to see what happens. If you've enjoyed yourselves, you know what to do with the subscribe, the like button, and everything else. I've been Spider Nebula, and I always like to remind you guys, have yourselves a wonderful day. catch you in the next one.